Hey, how's it going, Patriots? This is Jericho. Time for a weekly update. And try to get a watermark in here while I'm talking. There we go. There it is. It's November 22nd, 2025. Continuing to document the demise of the Democrat Party and trying to make sense of everything that's going on out in the country right now. There is a lot of weirdness going on out there, man. Things that I have never seen. I was just talking to somebody here about how we have never seen some of the stuff that's going on, man. So just want to quick show you around here because we got some really, I came down here through town and, expecting some kind of retard, display of demonic behavior or degeneracy. And here's what I found today. Awesome patriots out. I don't know if they're patriots, but they are definitely Jesus believing folks. They're standing on every corner here today. Just filled my heart with joy. Hey, Tina McCoy, how's it going? Good to see you too. What's up, Jay Jones from Texas? Good to see you, man. Yeah, just came down through town, and today we got the real people are out here standing, man. We got, this is the square in downtown Lancaster. Our beautiful little city that hasn't been totally decimated and ruined yet. And they got every corner covered here, man. We got Jesus or Sid, who will you serve? Heaven or hell? Where will you go? Making everybody think, man. Making everyone think. We got another sign down here. Hell is horrible. No warning is too strong. I mean, God bless these people out here, man. Spreading the word. We got a harvest coming up, brothers and sisters. And the harvest is ripe. There are people that are questioning what in the world they're here on this planet for right now, man. The fool has said, there is no God. Ye shall seek me and find me. I mean, just awesome message these fine patriots are putting out here. Or I should say fine brothers and sisters, because they're not waving American flags or anything like that, but I'm just glad to see it, man. Glad to see it. And I think I met the one guy who's in charge of this before at another event, crazy event here, where him and his wife were the only ones standing, and I talked to him before. But he says he didn't want to get onto YouTube, man. So I asked him if I could interview him, and he said no. So, oh well, we'll go with that, man. I'll respect that. But anyways, let's just go over what's been going on here. The biggest news that I'm just perplexed about is Marjorie Taylor Greene says she is going to retire or resign. And she will be out of office in January. And I'm not sure who's going to replace her. You know, what is in store down there? I see a lot of people reporting that Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning, but I don't see a lot of people digging up any facts about who's going to take her place. Or I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene 2 months ago say she was thinking about not running, and I understand it. And I've been saying how DC is compromised, controlled, captured, and I think somebody got to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's sick of the death threats. She's sick of the disgusting things that happened to her and her family. She's been swatted several times. And it takes good people to stand up. But man, when you do stand up, you get the attacks. And after a while, it gets old. It for sure gets old. And it seems like there aren't a whole lot of options to fight back against those attacks. And all I know is I still dig Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't get why Trump came out and said what he said. There's a lot of irony going on around here right now. And it could be Trump is just trolling people. He's known to do that. I remember when Mark Gates, what's his first name? Yeah, Gates. When Gates left the party and became a newscaster, we all thought he was going to be all set up to do like the attorney general job in this country. But now he's just reporting on a news broadcast now. He's doing great work still, but he is not in the political ring right now. And I think that's probably what Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to do. There's probably some kind of position for her coming up after she resigns her office. So just, I'm not going to get on the I hate Marjorie Taylor Greene thing. I don't like the division that's happening in the MAGA crowd right now. It's not healthy. It's not wise. And I'm still trusting that my vote for President Trump was the right thing to do, man. I'm leaving it up to him. Yesterday, Zohar Kwame Mamdani came to the White House and talked to President Trump. And I think we should all be just taking notes on how Trump plays the game here, man. He had Mamdani in the office, in the Oval Office, standing right next to the desk. He was interviewing him, answered questions with him. It was very interesting, man. And I call this the art of the deal. This is the thing that Donald Trump has been studying all his life. And he has become a master at making deals with people, okay? That's all that matters to him, right? He doesn't matter if Mamdani calls him a fascist. He doesn't care if the Saudi king has eight wives. He does, these things are below making a deal. If you want to make a deal with a country whose king has 8 wives, you got to get over that, right? You got to just understand that he lives in his culture. You cannot condemn his culture for that, but we still got to make a deal, right? So I think that's the thing that we should all be paying attention to, how to make a deal, how to have a dialogue, how to communicate with other people without making fun of their face or insulting them somehow, right? There is a protest going on in D.C. now, and it's just retarded, man. I was just watching Nick Shirley. He's down in D.C., and these people are just insane that he's trying to interview, and they're out there to be seen and to get their message out. And here comes an independent live streamer, and they don't want to talk to him. So they want to get their message out, but they don't want to get their message out. I just don't get it, man. Lovey Bugs, you saw that too, right? Well, listen to Jay Jones. I'll bet everyone who voted for Mamdani is pissed off he ran on hating Trump. He did run on hating Trump, but there he is talking to Trump in Trump's office. So this is where we're above and beyond. Here's where we're in the art of the deal. Donald Trump loves New York. There is no doubt about it. He loves that city. That's his favorite city. He's got beautiful buildings in that city. He doesn't want that city to fall. None of us want to see New York fall, right? But they just elected a Democrat socialist into office. So I think Trump got on the right foot, all right? And at the same time, there's a vacuum at the top of the Democrat leadership, right? And Mamdani is positioned to be one of the potential future leaders of the party. So I think it was pretty wise for Trump to get on board with opening up a dialogue with the guy right away. And here we have it. MAMDANI's going to get his best fair shake at making New York better. And I know New York's got a lot of problems, but we'll see if he can do it, man. We'll see if he can do it. It's freaking loud out here, man. Hold on, I'm gonna head back in the alley a little bit. Get a little more peace and quiet back here. Alright, that's probably better here. A little more quiet. Don't got these loud motorcycles ripping by. So I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm in awe watching Trump work and this art of the deal thing, the whole. All right, lovely bugs, I'm standing back watching all that's happening. There's definitely a shift happening in the movement. That's true. There is something happening in the movement. I've seen a split now where people are going, well, I'm not MAGA anymore. I'm America first. And this is what they've been trying to do to us forever. Another event that happened this week was Jake Lang, okay? We got the Jake Lang thing that happened in Dearborn, Michigan, right? Dearborn, Michigan is a majority Muslim U.S. city, and they got the calls to prayer blaring out on the loudspeakers at the mosques, and a lot of the locals are moving out. They've been moving out for a long time now, and pretty much all that's left there is Muslims now. So MAMDANI in New York is a Muslim. We got these Muslim enclaves all over the country. Texas, Minnesota, Michigan, New York, and this all needs to get hammered out, man. Will these people assimilate? Is assimilation a mandatory requirement to coming to this country? I think it is. I think America is not just a place where you can move in and all of a sudden change your government. I mean, it's supposed to be like somewhat of an oasis from the rest of the world, from the persecuted of the world. What does it say on the Statue of Liberty, man? It says, give me your people that need a place to live, right? So, your fallen masses or something like that. It's supposed to be an oasis, a place for persecuted people to come and live in a free country. And we have set up this groundwork for 250 years. This has been a free country, a country of freedom and liberty for everybody. And we got people moving in here who are bringing with them their screwed up form of government that they're fleeing from, okay? There's 50-something Muslim countries on the planet. And if you're Muslim, why would you not want to go to one of those countries? Why would you want to come to this country? This country is specifically not set up to have Sharia law in operation here, because Sharia law goes against the freedoms that are set up and our rights that are in the Constitution, man. So it doesn't mesh. It's not compatible at all, man. So something I found ironic was while MAMDANI is in the office at the Oval Office with Trump. Trump has removed the temporary protected status from Minnesota Somalis, Minnesota Mohammeds. And it turns out that these people have been here on extended stay visas, and they gave them a temporary protected status. It's called TPS. And I don't know. I didn't know about this till Trump stopped it, right? But apparently there's an autism scam going on up there in Minnesota where, all right, so these people are getting all kinds of financial aid from the government, more so than our veterans are getting. And these people have been trying to get their children diagnosed with autism because they get more money from wherever, whoever's giving them the free money, Social Security or whoever, man, which are like, it's like 10 things on top of each other that's wrong with the system, and they're playing the system. And apparently the autism rates up in Minnesota, in the Somali neighborhoods, is like 10 times more than the autism rate in the rest of the country. So they're definitely running some kind of scam where they're using their children to scam more money out of the government. And, you know, all right, great, Trump, let's end it. All right, Congress, let's cement it in law. But Congress isn't playing. You know, Congress is just shut down for 45 days. Congress, what did Congress do? I keep asking, all right, the government's open. What did Congress do? Well, the House condemned socialism. That's what they accomplished last Friday. The House officially did some kind of a vote where they condemned socialism. So a big 2-0 burger, once again from the House of Representatives, majority of Republicans in there. It's the uniparty, Patriots. It's the uniparty. So I don't know how this whole thing's going to pan out. We elected Trump to do it, and I'm sure he's on a program, on a plan. He's working a system, and I know he's got people with him. He's got a lot of people up against him, man. We had a Republican representative, Dan Crenshaw, just got reprimanded because while he was down in Mexico, like apparently our Congress people go to other countries and have these little get-togethers where they're talking about certain, you know, events and things that happen there. Well, apparently Dan Crenshaw was down in Mexico, got all drunk, and made a fool of himself. So now that they're back home, they told him that he is not allowed to go out of the country for 2 weeks. Like, ooh, all right, so that's what else Congress did this week. They condemned socialism, and they told Dan Crenshaw he can't fly out of the country anymore. Do you see what a joke this Congress is? What an absolute joke this Congress is? It's amazing, man. Yeah, Texas is working on stopping Islam, but I don't know why this is so hard. You can't tell women they got to cover their entire bodies with clothing. That's just not in the Constitution. So how can, I don't even get how the whole thing's happening in the first place, you know? Oh, right on. Barbara, thank you. Please remember to hit the like button and share, because that does something. Yeah. All right, Dolan. Dolan's going to get the bacon truck shipped in. All right, so let's talk about the Jake Lang thing, man, because I was thoroughly entertained by this. But Jake did come and usurp some other guy's rally, actually. And the other guy was running around screaming, "I'm not with him," you know, and all that. But I didn't hear one false statement come out of Jake Lang's mouth the whole time, all right? Jake Lang got punched, cold-cocked, right in the face. He didn't go after the guy. He didn't start a fight over it. He just laughed it off. He was surrounded by screaming lunatics, raving lunatics the whole time, okay? This is the religion of peace. He was being an instigator. He was going to burn a Quran. And he did, you know, it didn't look very enthusiastic. And another guy picked up the Quran and took it away from him. And he did not fight the guy for it. He just was like, oh, well, he got the Quran. So he went and got another Quran out and a pack of bacon. And he started just slapping the book with a pack of bacon. And all the people there just came unglued, man. And right, Cam Higbee got, that's right there, Priscilla. Cam Higbee got maced in the face. Didn't attack anybody. So a lot of violence was absorbed by Jake Lang's group there. And then they marched to City Hall to attend a city council meeting where they wanted to bring that information to the city council on how the police, when Jake got punched, if you see the footage of that, there was a cop sitting right there who didn't get out of the car, didn't do anything. People even said, hey, this guy just did this, and the cop just sat there. He did not get out of the car. It happened right in front of him. And then another guy got out of a car and started threatening to kill Jake Lang, and said he had a gun and all this, and the cop's pushing this guy back into his car. The guy's assaulting the cop by J6 standards, and nothing happens to the dude. He's threatening to kill people, to murder people. He says he has a gun. He is yelling threats. He's got his car parked in the middle of an intersection. He's jumped out of his car to do all this scene, and a cop literally tries to push him back in his car. He's fighting against the cop, and nothing happens from it. Nothing happens, man. So Dearborn's got a problem, big problem. I didn't know about till Jake Lang went out there, all right? But then we got a bunch of people bashing Jake Lang, and here's where we got to get over it. We're consuming our own. We're doing. You can't stay united. This is the one thing I learned from the People's Convoy, and this happens constantly. And we got to have a way of getting over it. Okay. We can't go on hating Marjorie Taylor Greene for the rest of her life. We can't go on hating Jake Lang for the rest of his life. Marjorie and Jake both got talents. We need those talents in our group, all right? Jake Lang is a promoter. We got a message we're promoting. So I don't get why we can't work together, man. Yeah, everybody's done some shitty things to each other. How would Trump deal with that, okay? How do we make the art of the deal happen for MAGA? Do we continue to focus on people's shortfalls in the past, or do we group together, look forward, determine who the enemy is, and attack only them, not each other? I think that's the big lesson from this week in the news, man. Stop attacking each other. It's driving me nuts, man. So I think that's why God put these beautiful Jesus people here in town, man. I was driving through here expecting a bunch of clowns, and I saw a bunch of brave brothers and sisters standing here with a message of love and a message of salvation for the people that need it, man. That's who we represent. We represent Christ here on earth, okay? Christ is all about love. Christ is all about repentance. Christ is all about salvation and love. So I just don't like seeing the harsh comments. And I'm telling you, half the people trashing Marjorie Taylor Greene are Kamala voters that are clones and trolls on the chats, man. I don't believe a word of it, man. That's right, Jay Jones. MTG was the only working member of Congress. She wrote the Clear Skies Act. She wrote the Voter ID Act. There's 5 other things that Marjorie Taylor tried to push forward in that corrupted Congress that we got down in D.C. She's the only one that I saw that was trying, visibly trying to do something, and she just got shot down constantly. So we'll see how it all pans out, man. I think this Congress is going to end up getting nullified somehow, some way. Don't know how, but that's the only solution that I can see to it. These clowns can't even get together and impeach Judge Boasberg, okay? All they got to do is impeach Judge Boasberg. There's enough evidence on the table to get rid of this judge right now. The Bar Association should have got rid of Judge Boasberg already, but they didn't. They dropped the ball. The method of balances within the legal system aren't working. That's the Bar Association, man. All right, Sherry. All right, we'll agree to disagree then, Sherry. I know what you've said in the past about Jake. And that was some lame stuff that he has done, no doubt about it. But did anybody know about Dearborn? Did the country? Jake just woke the country up, the whole country up to Dearborn, Michigan right now, okay? We're not just talking about ourselves now. We're talking about the movement. And I think Jake did a beneficial job there. And if you can tell me one thing that Jake said that day that is not right, I'm all ears, man. But everything, I was listening closely to what Jake was saying, and I didn't hear anything. Oh, God. And the trolls are there. See, now we're having a discussion amongst ourselves, and the trolls are all listening and going, yay, they're arguing, yay. You trolls, man. Get some Jesus in your life. You're going to burn in hell, trolls. Do you understand that? You're a sinner. You are fallen from the one true God. And there is no way that you can save yourself. And here you clowns are just following us around, following us still following a bunch of old people with YouTube channels. You're still following us around, man. Pathetic. You're pathetic. And yeah, Sherry, if we were in the camps all still, we'd be definitely arguing about this right now, you know? What happened with Jake was not between me and Jake, man. I don't know why he did what he did or what he did, actually. I don't even know what he did. All I know is who said what. So all I'm looking at is he just brought Dearborn, Michigan to the national forefront in this country. And there's a problem in Dearborn, big time. That's right, Dolan. We've all done weird stuff. Yeah, that's true. And I've done some bad stuff, that's for sure. I'm no saint, man. Every day there's repentance going on, and but we're trying to emulate our King, you know? Okay, I think that's enough of that. I don't like arguing about stuff. The trolls love it, but that's where I'm at. Okay, in other news, Elon Musk is starting up a thing to replace Wikipedia, the Google facts-checking site, and he started up something called Grokpedia, and he just announced that he's going to rename it to the Encyclopedia Galactica. I think that's pretty cool. Now we got another source to find out truth and information, like from 9/11, from the Kennedy assassination, all this stuff that Wikipedia thinks they got all tied up and wrapped with a bow with their propaganda and misinformation and lies. I think Grokpedia is going to be a good counterbalance to that. We got more activist judges just going against anything Trump wants to do. Trump wanted to power wash the Eisenhower Executive Office Building, which is this gigantic building next to the White House, right? It's the campus where they have offices and stuff at the White House there. It's looking dingy and dirty, you know, like these old buildings here. They get all dingy and dirty and stuff, right? You gotta clean them, you gotta wash them, you gotta do some maintenance on them. But federal judge Dabney Friedrich ordered Trump not to power wash the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. I mean, can you believe these clown judges, man? Trump just wants to clean the building, and the federal judge comes in and says no. All right. So that's why we got to get rid of Judge Boasberg, man. These judges are out of control, and when they are proven to be not following their rules, their own rules, they got to go, man. But that was just another little nugget, you know, another nugget. All he wants to do is pressure wash the building, and the judge says, no, you can't do it, man. Okay, then we got a Democrat member of Congress named Stacey Plaskett, who was one of the people that was questioning people in a congressional hearing pertaining to the Epstein stuff. While she's questioning somebody, she's texting Jeffrey Epstein. This was several years ago. And Epstein was counseling them on what to say and how to get Trump. So 6 months ago, all the Democrats were telling us that Trump and Epstein were friends. So that's why Trump is a pedophile, right? Well, now we're finding out that Trump hated Epstein, man. Trump actually helped indict Epstein. He helped the lawyers that were or the investigators that were going after him. Epstein was consulting other people on how to remove Trump from office. And I mean, it's just one story after another with the Democrats. They're just imploding, man. It's a sight to behold, and they keep getting worse and worse and worse, man. Trump came out, on another note, Trump came out and made a stance about some Christians that were getting slaughtered in Nigeria, okay? And he said something to the fact that he wants to do anything in his power that he can do to end this Christian slaughter that's basically happening all over the world and has been happening for a long time. But Trump came out and made a stance on it. And then out of the woodwork comes this black rapper chick, Nicki Minaj. I have no idea who she is, right? I assume she's just in with the weirdo crowd in the rock and roll industry and Hollywood. But she came out and actually spoke at the United Nations in favor of Trump taking that stance to help save other Christians against assassinations, basically. The Muslims are murdering Christians across, there's 300 and something million Christians in danger right now in other countries of the world where they're actively being hunted down and killed by Muslims in other countries. So that was just a bizarre thing that happened this week. Pretty wild. Nicki Minaj, I'm not going to go buy your album or nothing, but God bless you for standing up, man. And calling a good man good when he does something good. I'm sure she doesn't agree with everything Trump says and does, but she saw something that he said and did that she liked and thought was good, and she came out and used her platform to thank him for that, basically. We have another Democrat named Sheila Cheerfulis McCormick, who was just indicted for stealing $5 million worth of FEMA money. So we got that in the Democrat Party now, too. So our Republicans, every once in a while, they get drunk, and you got to tell them they can't get on a plane anymore. But the Democrats, they're stealing millions of dollars from the government. They're telling Trump he can't pressure wash things. And they are getting advice from convicted pedophiles on how to prosecute good, upstanding Republicans and people in our government, man. So there you have it. I mean, it can't get any worse for the Democrats at this point. All right, and then we had another big flap this week where 6 Democrats made a video, a very professionally made video, that it was a message to the people in our military that was pretty much like warning them that they cannot follow an unlawful order from the commander-in-chief, okay? So these people are government representatives. All of them were, or I don't know if all of them were, but most of them were veterans, and several of them were attorneys. So they know the legal mumbo jumbo to all this. And they put out a very, what I consider, confusing message to the dishwashers and the munitions guys, the just workers in the military, right? They see these government officials come out and say, be careful that you don't follow an unlawful order from the commander-in-chief. So now we got dissension in the military, man. And I didn't know about this. I came home. I asked my brother, hey, what happened today? He's like, oh, not a lot of news today. So I go down to the basement, light up a cigarette, turn on True Social. Well, what did Trump tweet today, you know? First thing that comes up is an all caps tweet that says, seditious behavior punishable by death. And I'm like, whoa. All right, that's one of the biggest tweets Trump has ever made. And then I start scrolling down and figure out what had just happened here, that these people made this video. They're calling into doubt his orders to the military. They're telling people in the military to disobey an order like that. That's not going to do anything for unity in our military. It's not going to help anything in the military right now, man. Jay Jones, you can't find an honest Democrat with a search warrant. Right on, Jay. Well said, man. So I started scrolling down on the Trump True Social, and he had all kinds of explanations, and then he was retweeting a bunch of people who said, yeah, seditious behavior, insurrection, traitors to the country. Prosecute them now. Well, how do we do that? How do we prosecute them now? Some liberal judge that won't let Trump pressure wash a freaking building? Or does this go to military courts? And I'm just thinking, I'm not right a lot of the times. Most of the time, I'm not right. I thought the government was just going to stay shut down all year, but next day they opened it up. But the only solution I see here is the military courts getting involved, because this is national security stuff that's happening. You cannot go in and confuse all of our military with a confusing order like that. It's just out of hand. And then I found out that two of these Democrat representatives from the video are from Pennsylvania. So immediately, I got on the phone the next day, called my representative. I said, hey, I don't know if you're paying attention or not, but here's what happened. I want a statement from you. I want to know where you stand on this issue, because I can't get any answers out of the guy. So I'm still waiting for the cookie cutter email and all that from Lloyd Smucker to see what his thoughts are on people issuing somewhat of a weird command to the military from their positions of authority, man. It's really screwed up. Really screwed up. Okay, and then one more thing before we get going. All right, we got 37 minutes. Then I want to get into some memes here, and that will probably spark some dialogue. But I was telling you how much I like Harmeet Dillon the other day. Well, Harmeet Dillon has come out again with another outstanding method of keeping control, keeping peace in this country. Because lately, she had just gone to Berkeley and confronted and directly questioned the people in Berkeley why that riot happened at the TPUSA event that they had at the Berkeley University. And then there have been some riots around synagogues where Muslims are actually preventing people from going into the synagogues, okay? So now, Congress, a long time ago, they passed this thing called the FACE Act, the Free Access to Clinical Entrances Act, okay? But it also covers churches. And Harmeet Dillon, first of all, they used the FACE Act to go after praying grandmas in front of abortion clinics who were not blocking people from a doorway. They were standing next to the doorway, but they were just standing there silently praying, and they actually arrested, convicted, and sentenced like 7 people to 11-year terms that were over 70 years old from the FACE Act. So we gave them the FACE Act. They immediately used it to prosecute Christians with it. Well, now Harmeet Dillon's in charge of the constitutional branch of the DOJ, and she's going to use it to go after people who are blocking entrances to churches and things like that. And I think that is an appropriate use of the FACE Act. I was thinking we were going to have to get rid of the FACE Act because of the way the Democrats used it to prosecute Christians. But Harmeet Dillon, rock star, Trump appointee at the Department of Justice, man. Doing a great job. So that wraps it up. That wraps it up for there, man. Hello, Sherry Paget. Good to see you. Okay, now there's another thing, Jay. I don't know what's going on with Blanche and Ed Martin either, man. Things are happening there. I don't know what. I'm always leery that the lefties are just trying to create dissension. So, not sure what's going on. Hi, Carrie. What's up, Carrie's Musings? Good to see you, bud. I know we were awesome at making phone calls to our elected officials, so I would ask you guys to call up again, impeach Judge Boasberg, and to reprimand these 6 members of the House of Representatives that put that video out. Blanche said that Ed released grand jury info. All right, now we're into the nuts and bolts of the legal system that I am pretty clueless on. I thought we were releasing grand jury information on things right now. I'll have to read that article, Jay. We'll just get a meme up here. I got some funny memes here. There we got FJB with the Mind Eraser, reminding us to forget the fact that he was taking showers with his teenage daughter. That's a fact. A lot of people voted for him. That might be why. They're all in favor of that kind of thing. There we go. I was just so happy to see these people out here with good, nice signs reminding people that they don't have to die in their sins. Here we got the progressive cycle of thought, man. Oh yeah, FJB was looking real bad at the Cheney funeral. They didn't even invite Trump, man. But they all crawled out to memorialize Dick Cheney. We're all supposed to just forget about things in this country. Forget about things like this. You said they would never forget. They said they would destroy us from within. They said that 30 years ago, Patriots. And this is definitely something I can't unsee at this point. Beavis and Butthead. Jay Jones says the Obamas and the Clintons did not show up at the funeral. The Clintons also didn't show up for a subpoena. So we got that flap is going on. Priscilla, no, I did not see what you said. Priscilla, sometimes some check just gets lost, man. But if you want to, type it in again. I'll see it this time. All right, this is how I feel right now talking about Jake Lang. Sorry. The dude is on the team, but I would rather see y'all attacking our enemies, you know? All right, we got another event in the notorious town of Chicago. There's the guy. Woman is in critical condition after being set on fire while riding the Chicago L train. There's a picture of the guy. In fact, he set things on fire in the past. In fact, this man has been arrested 70 times. He has only spent 2 years in jail. He's been released 70 times, only to just about kill somebody else. Woman's life is forever altered. I don't know how you can ever go out of the house again after somebody walks up to you, sprays gas on you, and lights you on fire. I don't know how you ever leave the house after an event like that. And then just yesterday, there was large groups of teenagers at the Chicago Christmas tree lighting event, I believe. And shooting erupted, and there was one dead and several injured. And Chicago police are trying to grope their way through that problem now, too. Exactly, Jay. There is no way you parade that guy in front of any judge and they let him go. That judge needs their head examined, man. He had another arson event where he spread gasoline at the base of a building in Chicago and lit that on fire. That was a couple of years ago. Oh, thanks, Pat Gary. Glad to see that you're here watching, too. Concord, North Carolina, outside Charlotte. Charlotte's where Irina Zarutska was murdered on the train there. All right, here's the infamous tweet from Trump here. So I think that's the biggest tweet he's ever put out right there.
He always had decent food, but then recently, we have really good food.
Upstate New York is closing another prison. I did see the governor of New York disputing that she is going to be able to raise taxes how MAMDANI wants to raise the taxes. So we got some dissension in their party, how MAMDANI is actually going to put forth all the things that he says he wants to do. And then here we are paying 535 members of Congress millions to do nothing. We're paying nothing for President Trump to do everything. Oh, the irony. Yeah, Jay, I think that's what they're doing. I mean, if you got somebody in the military and they're going to say, well, I'm not going to do that because Trump said to do that. They didn't come up with any specifics either. Like, what did Trump order you to do, you know? Trump has made all these proclamations and commands and executive orders, but they couldn't put their finger on one thing that Trump said that was an unlawful order. So, and what the troops do see is that judges are continually shutting down what Trump wants to do, man. So, I don't know how you reconcile that. As a member of the military, you know, that's a cohesive group, man. You gotta stay knit. You got anybody adding dissension into a group like that, then you got problems. You got big problems. There's a message to my spook, my government issued spook that follows me around and has to document everything I talk about on this channel. Sooner or later, you're going to figure out that your entire life is a lie, man. We're preaching to you, spooks. Well, Tina, I got to get up on that story. Inmates are being transferred to Muncie State Women's Prison. Wow. People are wondering, since they threw Bannon and Navarro in jail for ignoring a subpoena, Bill and Hillary were supposed to appear mid-October for their subpoena, so they're going through the legal wrangling to hold them accountable. And people are just wondering when Bill is going to transition so he'll be able to be put into a women's prison. Well, you know what, with the prison problem, I was having a conversation with somebody about this. The only method of punishment that we have right now All right, here we go. The only method of punishment that we have right now is throwing people in prison or charging them fines, right? I think we need to come up with a better system of a penalty system, right? They used to have the stocks where they would put you in the stocks in town square if you were a thief or something minor, you know? I think we have to get witty and ingenious about other ways of punishing people that doesn't cost us so much. These prisons have been ripe for corruption. And Northern Neck regional jail has proven to us that they become so corrupted with the money that they receive to incarcerate people that it's just not a reliable way to punish people, I think. We can't have all these criminals walking out on the street, though, Tina. I mean, these people got to either be ridiculed into acting nice, or we got to reopen the mental institutions. So MAMDANI's got this idea where he doesn't want cops being called on health, on health issues, right? Mental illness issues. So he's got a good idea there. You know, let's see what happens to it. Let's see what he does with it. I know the Republicans aren't like offering any alternatives. They're not trying to solve the problem, are they? Yeah, how can judges be investors in prisons? Exactly, Jay. Right on, Carrie. Bring back the stocks or something. Or let's get mental health hospitals back open. Or let's let church groups deal with some of these problems, man. They're more than willing to help that. But we're paying the government to solve the problem, and the problem isn't getting solved. And they just keep asking for more money. In order to solve the problem, we need more money. Well, no. These problems, a lot of churches and stuff are just ready to help out with these things. Especially the food problems that people are having. All right, their firing squad, that takes care of it. Some people are just monsters. You can't let them back into society. So Barbara, but ambulance people will not enter if it's not safe, and nor should they have to. But I think we need to have like a new brigade of people that are specially qualified to deal with these things. A lot of the problem is mental health, man. People just injected themselves with a toxic shot of who knows what. We got this crazy paradigm-busting rhetoric going on in this country. It's driving people mad. It's only through God's spirit on me that I'm not insane right now, you know? That's what holds me together, holds my mind together, is the faith in God that these things are going to happen.
Is this live?
What?
Is this live?
Yeah, man.
Can I say hi?
You can say hi. Yeah, I'm filming out there.
Hey!
Hi. You're famous now. Future stars, they just want to be on TV. What else is down there, man? Here's a post from Anna Paulina Luna. And I think this explains a lot, you know. This is what I see the problem is, man. And that's why I don't see Congress working themselves out of the problem, because they are the problem. Right, social workers are not trained to handle criminal mental health calls, that's right. But let's start training people that are trained to handle those mental health crises. The cops are always, you know, getting themselves injected into domestic disputes, you know. Why can't we have some type of other mediation to cure a lot of these arguments? People that don't have communication skills, they call the cops because they're mad. Those are the things that escalate all the time and wind up in a lot of prison time for people it shouldn't be that way. It should be some type of a mediation. Mediators are not used enough, I don't think. Mediation is an art. Here's another thing. I mean, these people are not just Muslims, but a lot of people are abusing the welfare payments, the SNAP program, the Social Security payments for disabled. Stop the welfare payments to the Muslims, then sit back and watch them deport themselves. They're not going to leave if you're paying them. Yeah, the hospitals are closing mental health floors in the hospital. That's happening for sure. But we got to start a dialogue. We got a definite problem in this country, and there are solutions out there. We just got to figure out what they are. There, we got the NPC saying, you must refuse to take illegal orders. I mean, that's what they just made a video about, right? Telling all the military, disobey the commander-in-chief. And then we got the voice of reason saying, oh, like taking a vaccine I don't want or need? No, not that order. We were already refusing illegal orders years ago, knuckleheads.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Jay, Tina Peters. I mean, how is that gonna pan out? Tina put in solitary confinement. That's unbelievable, man. Ed Martin, Trump have posted on that, and I don't see how that's ever gonna pan out either, man. I mean, we got to take our frustrations out on the state of Colorado for that one. Boycott Colorado as much as you can. Right on, Dolan. Fighting your battle over there. So anyways, we got a totally confused man here in this picture and Joe Biden. I believe that is the transgendered representative of the state of Delaware, standing there with Joe Biden. These people are sick, America. These people are sick. There we go. Trump says the military courts are looking into the traitorous statement of sedition. Dolan, I watch a lot of them auditors, man, and there is a lot of good ones out there now. mean, we do have a law enforcement problem in this country. And those auditors are doing a great job of educating them. Here's a tweet from the Commander-in-Chief. It's pertaining to the autism scam there in Minnesota. Minnesota, under Governor Walz, is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over. So this was just recently. This was less than a week ago. Trump made this statement. Jay, I don't even know how the whole military tribunal system works, really. It's all rocket science to me. The legal system is an enigma to me. I can't figure out how it works. You know, I know how they say it works, but when I look at what it does, it doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, all scientists agree when you censor the ones who don't. No wonder we got more mental patients in this country, right? Paradigm busting. All right, here's a good question. Pam Bondi says, national security information will be redacted from the Epstein files. How in the world is our national security ended up on Pedo Island? Make it make sense. Oh, that's right, Jade, from the Nuremberg trials, right. The 80th anniversary of that was 2 days ago, actually. That was November 20th, 1945. So I don't know. How does our national security end up on Pedo Island? That's a great question, dude. What in the Epstein files can threaten our national security? And if it can, why is that? Here we got the joke of Congress here. We have a woman in the House who stole $5 million from FEMA. We have a one-eyed dude who has drinking episodes in Mexico. We have a dude who begged Jeffrey Epstein for money after his conviction. We have a lady who was texting with Epstein during a congressional hearing. We have a dude in Congress pretending to be a woman. We have a jihadist lady who married her brother. We have a dude who is banging a Chinese spy. We have an old alcoholic hag who is an insider trading. We have a heavy-set lady punching ICE agents. We have a dude who made up Russian lies. We have a dude who drinks margaritas with gang members. And we have staffers doing it on the Senate chamber room floor, all paid for the American taxpayer. True statements, all of them. Why this is allowed to continue, I have no idea. Carrie, I don't even understand ICE law differences or civil court versus criminal court versus domestic court. I mean, how many courts do we got, man? Can't we all just have a simple law system that everyone can figure out? Don't forget, the politicians who forced grandmas to die scared and alone during COVID are still in office. That was the one that got me off the sofa, Patriots. COVID was what got me off the sofa. And it was a year after they did it that it finally got me off the sofa. They were dicking around with the COVID mandates and the quarantines and the masks. I just ignored it all for a year. Took my government check. Went on a trip, big trip. Played a lot of frisbee golf. And then when it wasn't ending, that was like, it was time to get started there.
Okay, wait for that.
Yeah, we do, Jay. We have a bunch of pervs, drunks, and dope heads running our nation. When do we say that's it? How do you say that's enough, you know? Here we go. We got Muammar Gaddafi. We supplied him with weapons and then we killed him. Osama bin Laden. We supplied him with weapons and then we killed him. Saddam Hussein. We supplied him with weapons and then we killed him. Oh, who's that guy at the bottom? Little Z. Maybe Little Z should have looked at our American history a little better before he started taking money from us. I think we'll wrap it up with that. When corrupt politicians start going to jail, then we can start trusting the government again. I think that's what it's going to take. Until we get to that point, and I don't know how we're going to get to that point. We're all just treading water, walking in faith, walking under the protection of our Savior. Carrie's music's got a little nugget here. Another thing most people don't understand or know, that they can break any law on the congressional floor and not be charged even with murder. Didn't know that. So that brings up another point there. What was it? Oh, this thing with the Arctic frost investigation right now. So Judge Boasberg issued 197 subpoenas so that Jack Smith could subpoena phone records for I don't know how many people in the Senate and people that were doing business with those senators. So when we passed the continuing resolution, Lindsey Graham and his buddies put in a little thing, a little pork under the bottom of that one that says they can sue the government for $500,000 an instance of illegally confiscating and searching their phone records or computer records or tablet records. So Lindsey Graham has had 6 different devices confiscated under that illegal use of our government. So Lindsey Graham stands to make $3 million off of this law. Yet, the government was doing this to all the J6ers, all right? They were taking their phones, they were subpoenaing their records. They've already done this crime against we the people, and Congress didn't do anything about it. Now when it happens to them, they make it like it's some big deal, man. So there you have it, where they're not protecting us, we the people. They're protecting themselves, so they get all mad when it happens to them. But when we demand something to be done about it for us, we're ignored, man. Yeah, if there's $500,000 for Lindsey Graham's phone, how much should all these J6ers get when their phones and computers and everything was stolen? Jeremy Brown, they took every computer out of his whole house, So, here's where we are, man. No wonder we need more mental health institutions in this country. No wonder mental health is breaking down in this country. So, it was an exciting week, Patriots. I'd like to see us stay united, not divided. Let's start targeting our enemies instead of each other. I don't know that any of you would disagree with that, and we can argue about all kinds of stuff, but I don't got time. We got shit to do. Let's just keep moving forward here. We'll figure it all out later, because really it's all water under the bridge anyways, and let's just focus on our enemies. That's the one thing, man. We cannot destroy ourselves here. That's just not a thing that's going to help us at all, Patriots. So thanks for joining me. This is 00 Jericho channel. Like, share, subscribe. Do something, because I've been stalled at the same amount of subscribers for 2.5 years now. YouTube hates me. I'm not commercialized. You don't got to watch any commercials to see this video, nor will you ever have to watch a commercial on this video, because that ain't how I roll. All right, Patriots, I love you all. God bless you and have a great night. This is Jericho, over and out.